What's up, guys? This is going to be a little bit more of a casual video where I kind of wanted to go over my plans for launch in terms of what's going to happen on the channel and what I'm going to do in the game. Go over like kind of how I wanted to level, my plans, things like that. There's been a lot of new subscribers to the channel, so if you're new here, a little bit about me. I've played a lot of MMOs and RPGs in the past. Some of the ones I was a little bit bigger in were Wildstar, Blade and Soul, Albion, Arcade, things like that. Path of Exile I've played a lot of, hardcore solo self-found. I usually play both PvE and PvP in games, and one thing's always the same is I really like pushing the cutting edge of content and being at the front of the pack, kind of, so to speak. So I really like min-maxing, even to an elitist perspective. But yeah, that's kind of where I like to be, and I like being able to teach people about the game and stuff like that. So it's really fun, and I'm really looking forward to that. So in terms of the channel itself, if you guys have any ideas for videos after the launch comes out, I'd love to hear it. Some of the videos I kind of was thinking about was maybe like boss fights through the campaign, the capstone bosses, the pinnacle bosses. I definitely want to put out a video of the farming sort of routes I plan on doing. I think Hell Tides will kind of have something like that. So as soon as I get that figured out, I definitely want to put out a video on how I'm going to be farming up the gear I want, things like that. Build guides will definitely continue. Those are some of my favorite videos to do, so you can keep an eye on that. But if you guys have any other ideas, let me know for launch specifically, what kind of videos you'd like to see. That'd be pretty cool. So my plans for launch is I'm actually going to start on softcore. I really want to experience the entire game, and I want to push really, really hard and really fast. So I'd rather just kind of go on softcore, and if I die, I die, no big deal. I want to just get to the end boss, see all that content. There's so many druid builds I want to try as well that I definitely want to do that. I will say though, if I get kind of bored or there's a hardcore race going on, and if there's people, you know, haven't filled up the leaderboards yet, I definitely would totally be down to like try to climb the leaderboards. I'll definitely play hardcore in the future, possibly even season 1. So if you guys like hardcore content, keep your eye out for that. But I think I'm definitely going to start on softcore so I can go as hard as I can. So if you watched my video on my leveling guide, if you haven't, I recommend you do. I made this sort of map. This was mainly for myself, but I realized probably best if I share it with you guys too, because it outlines where I can get the aspects I want for the codex. I think taking advantage of the codex powers is really important while leveling, and making your build around good codex powers was also something I wanted to keep in mind. So I know a lot of people probably think it's a little weird that I'm going with landslide. A lot of people didn't really like it, or they don't like the AoE on it. It's kind of hard to explain. I did mention I leveled a lot of druids in the beta, and I tried leveling with all the different skills. My second favorite skill while leveling actually was shred with storm strike, weaving with clarity kind of thing. But in a new game where you don't really know the boss mechanics and stuff like that, I don't really want to play melee. If you played some of the earlier bosses, melee can be like really annoying. But yeah, I really like landslide because I can be ranged with it. I can put wind shear with it. I can be ranged with that. And I think it feels really good. So I'm definitely sticking with landslide. And the codex powers for landslide are just insane. I can't even describe to you, like, you will be overkilling elites with one landslide with these. Like, it's not even gonna be funny. You're gonna be doing so much damage. So my idea is I'm actually gonna go through all of Fractured Peaks and complete the story here. When I tested, I pretty sure I can get Fractured Peaks down to, if there's no like server issues obviously and stuff, to about 1 hour, one and a half hours at most to finish Fractured Peaks. I'm just gonna purely go through the campaign and not do anything on the side. And then there's a waypoint around here-ish, I think, and I plan on going to Skazglen second. I think some people were saying the minimum level for Skazglen was like 10 or something. I was finishing around somewhere between 12 and level 13 when I finished Fractured Peaks, so not too worried about that. I think I'm gonna come up here, and this right here, Ballistic, is super strong. It's +2 to your Earth skills when you have any Fortify. So I think I'm just gonna come up here, go over to Ballistic, grab this, switch over to Earthen Bulwark, and that'll just give me super easy Fortify. Honestly, I might just do a little circuit and just grab all these. I'm guessing the campaign quest is probably over here. I feel like the Druid quest might be over here too. So depending on where the campaign is, I'm just going to come in, grab what I can as I'm working towards the campaign. I'm not going to go out of my way, but I'm going to start following the campaign, go through the most important ones. Ghostwalker is from the campaign quest, so you don't have to like run to this one. But yeah, Ballistic is going to be really nice. Edgemaster plus Expectant was a really, really nice combo I was talking about. Crashstone's going to be really good. We'll lose a little value till we get Quicksand. Quicksand, it just kind of like helps a little bit. It's not too big of a deal, but with Creeper and Landslide, it'll be really nice. And then there's the Spirit Boons in Skazglen, which I'm not sure which one I'm going to go first. Pack Leader and Obsidian Slam, if you can get, I don't know the order, you can get them. Both are really good. I might just go with Obsidian Slam so I can guarantee to just one-shot elites with the Overpower. The idea is you kill all the mobs with Poison Creeper, and then you get the Overpower proc, and then you kill with the Overpower. The Pack Leader one, it'll have decent proc rate with Landslide because of Terramounts and stuff, but it would probably be more for single targets to get your pet abilities up faster. And at that point, I probably won't have 3 pet abilities quite yet. I don't think I'm going to run 3. Oh, that was what I was talking about. I don't think I'm going to have 3 pet abilities until I get Shepherd and my mount. The idea is we go through Skazglen. I don't know what levels you're going to finish at. You go through Skazglen, then you come into Dry Steppes next. I've heard you can get your mount around level 30-ish. So the idea is to run Trample until you get your mount. And then when you get your mount, you get Shepherd on, and then you drop Trample for the 3rd companion. That's kind of like my idea right now. Getting Mending Stone and Shepherd, they're right next to each other too. So I'm just going to go over there. Mending Stone's from the campaign, so maybe I'll wait till the campaign quest takes me there in Dry Steppes and then pop over and grab Shepherd. Mending Stone will make Ghostwalker like just that much better, so that'll feel really nice too. Past this though, for acts, I think there's like 6 acts, maybe 4, 5, and 6. I don't know, but past this, not too worried at this point. Like Landslide is going to be absolutely just destroying everything. I wanted to say the one thing about the leveling builds, a lot of people want to use like Pulverize or Lightning Storm or Tornado. That is completely fine. Literally pick whatever you want. All I'll say is in the campaign, you have to fight bosses, and those skills suck against bosses. Like, yeah, you're going to kill the boss if you use those skills. It's fine. It's not a big deal. But for me, someone who is trying to go like as fast as possible, that's like the exact opposite of what I want to do. Like the whole goal is to just stack Terramounts as you're running. You're just running straight to the boss. You don't care about like killing every single little monster on the way when you're speed running, right? It's not a big deal. So you're just kind of like, some things are dying and you're just trying to get the boss with like a bunch of Terramounts, and you're just trying to like destroy the boss. So that's kind of the idea behind that. Like I said, literally pick any core skill you want. It's not a big deal. If you're trying to speedrun though, I think Landslide is by far the most superior. So that's what I'm going with. So if you watch the leveling guide video, we kind of went over a lot of this stuff. One thing, I don't know if I mentioned, you don't need to put all these aspects in the exact slots. Some of them need to be in certain slots, but like Expectant, Edgemaster, Crashstone, like you don't have to put these on your ring or like gloves, just wherever they fit, right? Ghostwalker has to be on your boots. I think Ballistic has to go on your chest. It's like chest or helm or something. It was something like that. And then Mending had to go on your pants, but you kind of put them wherever you want. I really don't think it's worth putting an aspect on your weapon. I'll be honest, like I legit was upgrading my weapon so fast in the early game. I'm sure it'll slow down later, right? But I mean, if you hit a spot, if you get something to drop and it's on a weapon, by all means, you know, use it, right? But and again, it's probably negligible gold and resources later in the game that it would cost you to put it on, but I would wait until at least, I don't even know, level 30 or later before you put something on a weapon where it might slow down a little bit. Definitely don't put a really good aspect on your weapon, because if you pull it out of something and then imprint it, you can't get it out again. So like if you get something like Aftershock or Storm Chaser, like I would either put it on an item you're not going to replace, or you don't care what the stats are, or hold on to it till later to get a better item, right? I don't know about putting gems in your gear. I mean, you can just throw gems in and unsocket them for free. So like I don't know if I'd craft gems while leveling up, because I think it costs gold, but definitely just like slap gems in your gear. I don't know if I'm gonna go Sapphire or Emerald yet. It's a tricky one, but I definitely would just throw some rubies in your gear when you have sockets, and you go to town, you can just pop them out real quick. You don't lose any value by just throwing these in. I don't know if diamond's correct for jewelry. I know a lot of people are actually running skulls. This is the most upgraded gem I believe. 250 armor is like okay early game, but you're not going to have this. It's like, I don't know, 75 armor for level 1. I'm really confused why a lot of people are going for the skulls. You have like thousands of armor in the early game. The skulls flat armor is really negligible in my opinion, and even lower value later. So we'll see. I don't know. I definitely think the resistance is going to like get you a lot more bang for your buck. We talked about the spirit boons. I'm pretty sure I'm just going to go Obsidian Slam first just to make everything feel smoother, and then Pack Leader. I'm guessing you have to unlock these like in order. Like you can, I'm guessing you can maybe go to any row. I don't know. It'd be really annoying if you actually have to like start in Deer, unlock Thorns, Spirit, damage reduction, CC reduction. But honestly, I wouldn't even be surprised if we have to literally go all the way through, because they definitely get progressively stronger. So if that's the case, I mean, it doesn't matter, right? You have to go in this order, but Avian Wrath will be good. I don't know if it takes, you know, more to unlock because it's in the last row, but this will be really good damage. I was just going to pick these because I assumed maybe you can get them early, but yeah, skill stuff. My idea, I kind of talked about it a little bit in the video, is you definitely, you just do Storm Strike. I was kind of joking about this. You can, I'm not even kidding you. You can literally just put 5 points into Storm Strike and just run around leveling with Storm Strike for a while. This skill is that good, and the core skills can be really rough early. If you like Storm Strike, do not be afraid to just run around with Storm Strike. It's honestly that good. So what you do is, if you're trying to min-max, you put a point in Landslide, and then you do not put a point in Enhanced Landslide because this really doesn't do anything. You put a point into Landslide at this level, whatever this is, like 6. And then when you get another point, instead of putting 3 in here, you pull a point out of here and you put it in here because it doesn't cost any gold. So you don't really want to just like put this here because you're just losing damage, right? Upgrading this is just such good damage. I see a lot of people neglecting this in their build guides where they'll like, oh yeah, you just kind of do this, and then they're just like, go take a bunch of like Earthen Bulwark, Blood Howl, and it's like you have a level 1 core skill, and like that is literally all you need when you spend Spirit on a Druid early game. That skill needs to just do damage like that. That's what you need. But as soon as you can get Primal Landslide, it's only 15% chance to mobilize with Storm Strike, so you have to swing a lot, but you can get Terramount at a decent enough speed where it's not like terrible. And then you definitely, I'm gonna pump this up. You can take Blood Howl. I think I was like completely fine with health for a while because you just chug potions, but this is like an extra potion basically early game. You can totally like grab this and then this early too, right? But basically as soon as I can unlock Creeper, I do. And that's with maxed out Landslide and then Blood Howl, right? And then you could just grab Creeper and then grab these, right? Maybe I'll do something like that. Honestly though, I just want to click Creeper and I want everything to die. So I just do this. But yeah, then though, I come back over here, grab this. And then now this is like, was this level 17? Oh, that's another thing too. I didn't really talk about levels too much because people are going to be getting like skill points from Renown at like different times. So it's kind of just, this is the order you go regardless of the level. So like 17, this is probably actually like, could only be 15 depending on how quick you get them in Skazglen. I have a path sort of set up where there's a point in Fractured Peaks where you have to run from like the south all the way to the north. And I was like really close to the first Renown breakpoint just from going straight through the story. And I like pathed so that I hit like 2 Altars of Lilith on the way, which like pushed me over the Renown. So I actually hit the Renown skill point at like level 11 or 12, I think, something like that. So that was like really nice timing. And if you get into Skazglen early, you know, you could already be at this point literally at 15 or something like that. But as soon as you get here, Trample is going to speed up your dungeons pretty well. It's also unstoppable, which is nice if you get CC'd because you can use it while you're CC'd. I think though, I'm going to drop. Honestly, the thing is, I might not even actually get to play this Blood Howl. As soon as I get this, so I finished Fractured Peaks with a point here, and then I was already going into Skazglen. So it would be, I would immediately be switching to this just specifically for Ballistic because you get +2 to the Landslide is already going to be like crazy base damage. So I'm pretty sure I'm just going to switch here, then grab Trample, and then this, because this is just a 0 spirit cost ability that just like nukes a single target. So that's kind of the idea, is you start taking all these, like, this is, I don't think I'll need the spirit here. I might take it, we'll see. But like, I'm still trying to decide if I want to go Wolves. Envenom is absolutely just disgusting. So I'm pretty sure I'm just going to just go straight to Envenom, get that, and then Wolves. I think getting, Oh, honestly, maybe I get Envenom before. Maybe I'll do 1 point trample and then go Envenom. This is just going to be disgusting damage for landslide, though. Like, I can't even tell you guys how gross this is based on like when I was testing like beta and stuff with Terra modes. As soon as you start getting like extra sources of multiplicative crit damage, it just is so, it's so good. Once I get here, I think there's a tiny chance I want to grab Safeguard, like the first 2 points here. I think this will, oh, that's hard to say. I don't know if this will be enough. If you're like running between packs of monsters and you only have a little bit of Fortify and you drop combat, you're going to lose your Fortify and you're going to lose the buff. So I think it's probably more valuable to grab the point here in Safeguard, just so you can have that little bit of Fortify. But otherwise, like pumping all this is insane damage, right? Grabbing Earth Sign, it's pretty straightforward from here. Earth Sign Strength. I maybe take at least 1 point in Circle of Life, just so I have like a little bit of like self-healing. But I mean, I definitely want to put them in there. This will all just kind of be like what I'm feeling. And then we talked about like Shepherd. If I hit level 30, I'm dropping, I get my mount, I'm dropping trample, I'm getting ravens as soon as I can. And then you just drop points in here. So Creeper's always killing. And then you have your last points here, right? Oops, we don't want rabies. And then here. So I think that's what I'm looking at right now. Obviously, I don't know if I'll have all the, 2 skill points from each zone by the time I hit this. Probably not, right? So I guess that kind of leads into what I want to do is rush the campaign. I have no idea what level I'll be when I finish the campaign. I'm going to play on World Tier 1. And then the goal is to finish the campaign. And unless I'm like level 30 or something, I'm just going to, if I can go into the capstone dungeon at 35 after I finish the campaign, I'm going to try it. Don't get me wrong. I will literally try to kill it. Maybe that'll be cool just to see how low you can go into the capstone dungeon. Maybe you need to be at least level 40. I don't know. But the idea is I want to literally go to the capstone dungeon. I will go into World Tier 3 at level 35 if it lets me. I will 100% try to do that. So, yeah, as soon as I finish campaign, we try for the capstone dungeon, whatever it lets me do. If I can't go in or whatever, the idea is once the campaign's finished, that's when I'm going to go back and basically start kind of working on renown, where I'm going to just complete dungeons, strongholds. Strongholds is another thing. So the thing with strongholds, funny that you remember, if anyone played the beta in Core Dragon, you couldn't do the corpse farming if you completed the stronghold. I'm kind of tempted to not complete strongholds in case there's something like that. You have to complete the stronghold for the Spirit Boon quest for druids, but tiny part of me doesn't want to complete stronghold in case, maybe there's some farming stuff going on. I don't know. I'm still debating about that one, but I just want to run around, do dungeons, side quests, all that kind of stuff. Altars are going to be really big. Basically path around. It's so much like stats and renown from altars that it's so nice. And then whatever level I need to get to do the capstone dungeon, just go do it immediately, because the goal is to be in World Tier 3 as soon as you possibly can. World Tier 3 is just so much better. The biggest thing about World Tier 3 is you gain access to Hell Tides. Hell Tides is like pretty much where I think you're going to get your uniques for the most part. There's certain mobs that drop certain armor types that I guess we still haven't been able to data mine yet. We don't know exactly. So once I figure out like where helmets drop, and I'm going to farm Tempest Roar, I'll let you guys know. But you can, in Hell Tides, from my understanding, they last for 1 hour every other hour. So like it'll go for an hour and then it'll be down for an hour and then up for an hour and then down for an hour. So my idea is you do Hell Tides for an hour because it's really good farming, apparently, like really good to fight monsters there. And then you go to the helmet cache because I specifically want Tempest Roar. The other build I'm going to play does use Vasilis. I don't know what it's called. The Earth Werebear helmet. So, and then, or if you get a Shaco or Harlequin crest, which I assume that's not to World Tier 4. Basically, I have build set up for whatever helmet I get. I want to farm helmets. Pants for Temerity would be really good. So you're going to do Hell Tides for an hour. And then in that off hour, that's when I'm going to go try to finish up Renown early on. Get at least all the skill points. Maybe enough to push for the Paragon points. I don't know if you have to like full complete a zone to get the Paragon points. But so I definitely want to clean up the Renown and then maybe start doing Nightmare Dungeons. I don't really know too much about Nightmare Dungeons. Well, I kind of understand them, but glyphs are going to be important to get, but it seems like you're not going to be able to level up glyphs very quickly early. So Nightmare Dungeons might not really be a focus until late World Tier 3, early World Tier 4. I definitely need to work on early game Paragon trees, but I'm not actually gonna use this build when I finish. I'm gonna try to transition to another build if I can pull a couple aspects early, but that is gonna be for the next video. This one I kind of rambled a little bit, but I just kind of want to put this out, get it out there, what I'm working on, what I'm working towards, the idea, and then the next video that you guys will see, I'm gonna go over my build I plan to play early game, mid game, and late game. You guys already know the early game build, but I'll touch on that briefly. I actually kind of came up with a new build that I haven't really seen people talk about, and I think it's actually pretty cool and it works really well for what I want to do. I don't want to talk too much about it, but look forward to that. I'll go over that and then I'll talk about it, but my ultimate goal is to switch into the Stormwolf build. So that's all I got. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to rant a little bit and go on that. But until next time, I'll see you guys later.